Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today. I have something a little bit different today, different in both form and function. This is a 1904 Hertel Jenkins and Company Bible. And as you can see, it's called the Bible in Pictures. It's something much different than a standard traditional Bible. And I guess I'll go ahead and kind of show you the whole cover there. And show you the spine there. Bible symbols, it says on the spine. And then it has some sort of glyph there. I'm not too sure what that is. Maybe it looks like an HJC, maybe for Hertel Jenkins and Co. And there's the back. You can see that there's some damage here. We have some red rot, is what it's called. What happens is leathers from this era, from like the early 1900s, they're prone to this just because of the type of tanning that they used to do with the leathers back then. For some reason it didn't hold up, as well as the modern tanning processes. So leathers from back then are, like I said, kind of susceptible to this, what's known as red rot. And essentially what happens is the leather turns kind of this rust colored color, and it starts getting like real flaky, and it chips, and it kind of ends up turning into like a powder, like a rust, almost like a red powder. So the only way you can combat that is by putting on specific chemicals. So this one's already been treated. This one's going to go to a Bible buddy of mine. So this one's been treated already, and I conditioned the leather. I use a product called Cellugel that's like a Consolidant. So basically it almost acts like a glue kind of, and it's archival safe. So it'll kind of seal in the areas that are damaged, and then I just applied a standard restoration leather conditioner to it. So maybe I'll put the links down in the description if I remember for those products. You can see that there's a little bit of kind of some filigree here, some neat little designs on the corners, and some on the front and the back. There in the corners. I love that kind of stuff. I love that extra little detail in the Bibles. I'll open it up. It's a paste down liner, a real fancy kind of old style of paper, real different. You can see here, I'm not sure if this is the original price or maybe just a price that got picked up at like a Salvation Army or something, but $2 there. So very nice overall. It does have a gilt edge, very shiny, as is typically the case with these older Bibles. The gilt edge is extremely shiny on these. I don't know if it's going to be able to focus because it's a tall edition. I'll put the measurements down in the description like I usually do. You can see that there is probably what was at one point a red and gold head and tail band. It's kind of faded and aged over the years, so it's now kind of a light brownish and dark brownish. So what I'm going to do for this one, I think, is I'm going to do like a flip through, because it is so interesting. It's essentially a Bible in pictures, so I think what I'm going to do is just do a flip through, and you'll just get to see every page. Again, ooh, I can hear it tearing as I go. Again, I like preserving these only because, you know, this Bible is well over 100 years old. And I would imagine they're going to be very hard to find. So we'll just flip through it and you guys can take a look and see what it is. There's a little note there. A Merry Christmas to Ruth from Nellie, December 5th, 1908. And again, this one was produced in 1904. So we have a few pages here. They're very, very, very thick paper. I wouldn't even know what to equate this to. Maybe, I don't know, 100 or 200 GSM. It's very thick. So what this is essentially is it's, I guess it would have been maybe like an old school Bible for kids, because it has illustrations, like hand-drawn illustrations, and it does have some of the Bible, but not really the Bible, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So there's the copyright for it, and a warning that the copyrights have been applied. Here's the introduction. I'll try and pause on the pages too, just in case the quality is good enough to be able to pause and read. Hopefully it will be. And like I said, this will be preserved. Table of contents. And you can see this is the beginning. So it starts here, and you have, in the beginning God created the, and then it's got just a picture of the heavens and a picture of the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and then it just continues, right? Really unique here. I've never seen anything like this before. I know Hertel has done some great additions in the past. They've done some really, I'm trying to think what the name of it is. It's called, I think it's called the Blue Ribbon Bible, and that was like a King James version Bible that had a ton of study notes and helps, and it's a big boy. I have one, so one of these days I'll bust out a review on it so you guys can see. But it's just so interesting. I love this kind of stuff. You know, it always makes me wonder if, you know, a few years from now someone's gonna pull out like a MacArthur Study Bible, or I'm trying to think maybe like a Rainbow Study Bible from Holman, and look through it and say, what a unique Bible. But certainly this, I feel like, is unique. I have yet to see one. I have yet to see another one of these. So it's really interesting. I love these these one-offs that you see every once in a while pop up on eBay. And this one, I got a really good deal on it. I only paid just over $20 for it. And I had a Bible buddy, the same Bible buddy that I'm sending it to. I was complaining to him because the Bible was on sale. And I was like, oh, it was on sale and I missed the sale. And now the price went up $20. So I was just complaining just in passing. And what does he do? He PayPals me $20. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. And I'm not one to ever take money or borrow money. That's just not my style. So I figured if I were to slip it back to him, he'd probably just end up sending it back to me again. So what I went ahead and did is I hopped on eBay and tried to find something that I thought would pique his interest. Now, he's a collector of all the different printed translations of the Bible, and he in particular likes the King James Version, but certainly he's got many other versions. I mean, all the standards, New International and New King James, and then he's got some other ones like the J.B. Phillips. He's got a whole bunch of kind of rare and off the beaten path ones like the Jubilee Bible. I'm not sure if he has like the Eth Sefer or anything, but he's got a good collection going. So I figured this would be right up his alley. You know, even though I think technically it's the King James Version, but you know, it's certainly not the full Bible, and it's got pictures instead of words. So maybe the excerpts are King James. But so I saw this one on eBay, and I snatched it up real quick, and it was only, oh gosh, I don't know, it must have been like $18 or something like that, with like a couple of dollars shipping, and after taxes and tax tag and title, it ended up just being over $20. So I figured I got him a 6-cent Bible. So I got it, and I cleaned it up for him, and I preserved it as best I could again with that Cellugel Consolidant, and I conditioned it with that restoration leather conditioner. And those are some of the products that I use. I get a lot of vintage Bibles. I love vintage Bibles. So those are the products that I use. Maybe I'll post them all down in the description, some links to them. They're not affiliate links or anything like that. I don't have any of that kind of stuff set up, but you guys are certainly more than welcome to check it out. But I use 3 products, just those 2, and then another one called SC6000. And so what you do is you put on the Consolidant first, and the Consolidant kind of binds everything together. And then you put on the leather conditioner, and that restores the leather, and that does a great job. It's a liquid product, so you have to be very careful when applying it. You want to make sure you don't get on the page edges or anything like that. So I usually apply it with like a cotton ball for the outside, and then for the you know, the inner edge of the Bible, the inner edges here, I'll use like a Q-tip to apply it. But I'll put that on, and then at the end, if there's some really rough spots, I'll use another product called SC6000, and that is like an archival safe wax, essentially, is what it is. And that's like a final seal on it. So if there's like a very rough spot, I'll apply that wax to it, and that gives it like an extra protective coating. And so far, so good. I mean, when I do that kind of trifecta of stuff, it makes the Bibles hold up really well, from what I've seen. Not that I've had them for another 50 years or anything, but you know, from the little bit that I've seen, it does a great job at restoring them. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sheet up and just kind of flip through it and let you guys enjoy. When we're wrapping up here, we're getting to the end. As you've seen, there are various colors that they've used for the print for inks. They have black and blue, sepia, some various colors. I guess they were just trying to make it colorful for the kids. I would imagine back then, 4-color process probably wasn't something that they had thought of. So this is kind of the equivalent to a color Bible, what you would get. And so that's the end there. You have a couple extra blank sheets, I believe. And that's kind of it. It wraps up. It is Smythe sewn. As far as I can tell, this is leather. I mean, everything kind of looks like leather. Again, with the red rot. So it's leather. It was Smythe sewn. So I hope you enjoyed this. I love these sort of older Bibles. And again, this one's from 1904 by Hertel, Jenkins and Company. If you guys happen to see one, I would recommend picking it up only because it's got to be extremely rare. Extremely rare. I haven't seen one ever. This is the first one I've seen on eBay, and I snatched it up pretty quick. So if you see one kind of floating around, pick it up. If not, we have a little video of it. So take care until next time, Bible buddies. Bye.